Welcome to Kung Fu Habit number 2. This is part 2 of Where's the Humanity? So I left off talking about I Am Jazz and how much we as humans suck in America. How we are racist, how we are unkind, how we don't care, and how if I say something racist to a white person, it's still racist. If a white person says something racist to a black person or an Asian person, it's still racist. And racism is formed by what we are taught by older adults who teach us this racist ass, negative ass BS that doesn't need to be taught. So as long as we're going to raise racists, racism isn't going to stop. The second that we realize that, the world will change. And by the world, I specifically mean America. Now, I haven't been to any other countries outside of Canada, so I can't really say if any other country is as racist as America. I was born here. I love my country. I served my country. I didn't serve the way I wanted to serve, but I served. But I didn't serve so that everybody could be racist. Now here's where I'm a hypocrite, because at the same time, I served so everybody can be racist, because your freedom of speech is your number one right. Even when it's hate speech, it's your number one right. And I've pissed off people. I went from 105 followers to 102. So I've clearly pissed off 3 people. No. Which clearly were probably Trump supporters. You're welcome back anytime. I have no problem with you coming back. I mean, I don't know how to accept people anyway. I think you're supposed to subscribe to people. I don't really know how this works. It's not like Instagram where you can request and they can accept you or they can block you. I don't know how to do any of that shit. I won't block anybody because I don't know how. And even if I knew how, I probably wouldn't care. Because here's that thing about being 10,000 miles away from someone and talking to a computer. They can't hurt you. And you can't hurt them. Now, of course, if you're fucking with a hacker, he might be able to fuck up your shit. But I don't have anything. So wait until I'm famous and then do it. Or more famous than 102 people famous. So, technically it would be 101. But, the thing is that we humans are flawed individuals. We refuse to accept what's put right before our faces. It's the same thing as supernatural shit. Alright? I know. You're viewing more of my front side than you need to. But if I was a chick, it would be awesome. There would be some CT involved there. But anyway, as humans, we sit here. We judge each other. We hate each other. We use each other or acquire friendships when it motivates or works best for us, not just because we actually need friends. Now, some of us actually need friends. So some of us actually have friends that we acquire. And we do everything in our power to keep them. Because every friend that I have means something to me on some level or another, despite political bullshit. Alright? And if I have friends that are Trump supporters, I'm not going to stop being your friend because you're a Trump supporter. I'm not. You might stop being mine, but that's your choice. Because I'm not a Trump supporter. And I have proven without a shadow of a doubt, this dude is fucking racist. Freedom of speech. Now, as I like to tell everybody, he hasn't hit your race yet. And as long as he's not hitting your race, then you don't see him as a racist. But give it time. Because like the sands in the hourglass or the days of our lives, the truth always comes into the light. And that is the part that people fail to understand. You're all, specifically for anybody who's left me, you're like, oh, James, you're full of shit. You're bullshit, you're bullshit, you're bullshit. And even though, let's click over 2 spots. Nope, that's Justice League, so click over 3 spots. Even though I can show you video of things that he said, and even though videos can be doctored, I actually watched that live when it happened. And no, I wasn't watching it on CNN. In fact, I'm pretty sure I was watching it on fucking Fox, who's Donald Trump's friend. So, there was no, oops, bleep it out, drop the mic. There was none of that. Fox was a good news channel. I have nothing against Fox. Now, I also saw it again later that day on NBC and CNN because I thought I was fucking nuts. The very next day after that happened, I also saw that shit on ABC's The View. Then I realized two things. I'm not fucking nuts. But prior to that, before that, that whole Standing Rock shit, none of that shit was on the news. None of it was on the news. None of it was on Fox. None of it was on NBC, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, CNN. None of that shit was on any news other than the internet. When people were Facebooking living this shit, and when people were broadcasting it live on anything, I don't think Instagram had live at the time, but they were doing all this shit live with whatever they had it. They were living it, they were recording it, they were streaming, because you know some people got the phones where you don't even have to have Instagram or any of that shit. You could just stream anything. Don't ask me. I'm one of those poor people. I have a fucking Samsung, and I still don't know how to use the damn thing, and it needs to be replaced, but Walmart's sticking me around, and so is Square Trade. And they want me to contact Samsung, who's probably thinking that I just want to actually have a new phone. Well, the truth be told, I actually like my other phone that actually has a battery that I could take out and replace and put back. Because these damn things and cell phones are fucking us so that they cost us more money to go and get new batteries. Because we have to pay someone to disassemble our phone and put the battery in. So now I've paid $300 for a phone. I have to pay like $150 for a new battery, because I have to pay for the labor to get the battery that might be $45 installed. Which is how I managed to get into this situation in the first place, because my phone got fucking broke trying to get a battery in the phone, which is not relevant to this entire video, but I thought I'd put that out there. Shame on you three people. Shame on you Walmart. Shame on you Square Trade. Shame on you Samsung. Which really isn't fair, because I haven't actually contacted Samsung, because I just don't want this fucking drama. I got enough problems. Back to the story at hand. Let me talk about our Hugh man. Now, I can go to any video and point out shit about the Trumpster.
Welcome to Radical
Not that one,
School.
because that's some anti-racist Asian video. This is the Thanksgiving video. That's the Justice League. That's me. Where is it? I can go back to this video about how he hates the Central Park 5. I can go to this video with the Wind Talker. I can click here and go to another YouTube channel or YouTube opening and talk about Trump and Standing Rock by just typing over here. And it already has Standing Rock on there, and so I have that, and I can do it again and go to 1993's casinos in California, where he said that they don't look like Native Americans to me. So I have a fuck ton of proof that he doesn't like Native Americans and black people. I can take y'all back to when the immigration boom came over and he was separating children from their families and having them sleep in these damn cages and all this other crap. I can go back to video reports where he said that Mexicans were murderers and rapists. But that's not going to change your mind. It's not. I can't change your mind. I can only give you my perspective. And you can take that with a grain of salt, or you can take it as it is to be the fucking truth, because if I'm seeing it with my own eyes, live, how is it being doctored while it's live? Because videos, again, as I said in the other video, can't be doctored. And here's the thing about doctored videos. They can only be doctored to the untrained eye. So if you're not into films and shit, you won't be able to tell if that shit's being doctored or not. You know? And most of us who are into films and shit really can't tell. So someone could take that small section of what I just did and say something completely different, and you guys can believe it. They have voice synthesizers, so all they have to do is record everything that I say, type it into a computer, and the computer can re-undulate my vocals so that it repeats watermelon and cantaloupe. That's an acting trick that we learned back in Miss Stokes' class as well as Mr. Ruff's class, so that when you're an extra in a film, they just tell you to say watermelon and cantaloupe because it looks like you're actually carrying on a conversation with the character when you guys are paid extras versus the actual actors that are actually working and getting a bigger paycheck than you. And I would actually kill to be a paid extra just as long as I'm fucking in front of the camera. I'm happy. Now, I don't have to be rich, just well off, which is what the channel is for. It's for me to get my acting career off the ground. Clearly, with 102 people, it's probably not happening this way either. But I'm not giving up until I die. Because this is what I do. And granted, a couple of weeks ago, I did honestly, truly to God quit because every time I try to make a video, someone would screw it up in this house. And sadly, Swamp Thing's not coming on tonight. And since I did my homework, I'm going to go play Mass Effect really, really soon. But I wanted to make this video, so I wanted to clarify some things because there are some things, no matter what we do, we can't change people's hearts, minds, eyesight, and soul. And understanding that is why I won't be mad at people who leave the channel. Because why am I going to get mad? You have that right before you got here to not click on the subscribe button. Most people don't know who I am. Only 101 people actually know who I am here on YouTube. Now, if any of my 611 people from Instagram jump over, or any of the 5,000 people that I have from Facebook jump over, YouTube would be writing me a check. And I would advise all of them that if you are a Trump supporter, don't watch this channel. No. If you aren't a Trump supporter and you want to watch the channel, then watch the channel. But I would specifically say, I'm going to be honest again. Here's the whole 1,000. If you're going to watch my channel, I only want you to really watch the Kung Fu shit. I really would prefer you just watch the Kung Fu stuff. Because no one's getting hurt watching me jump around in this suit. Nobody's feelings are getting hurt watching me, almost dropped it, doing this stuff. No one's getting hurt. People are learning. And when I do martial art videos, I do tell you what you can and can't use in the streets because I've been there. I also tell you that taking a weapon to a street fight is probably the worst idea that you could possibly have unless your weapon is a gun or a knife. If you take a weapon that has range, like a stick with a nail in it, it's highly possible that if you meet the right motherfucker, he's going to take that shit from you and put that stick with the nail in it up your ass. But if you are a good fighter, the only weapons you need are right here. And if you're not a good fighter, a good run is better than a bad stand. Now, let me put it to you. In all honesty, human beings are unique individual creatures. We are. We all feel pain. We all brush our teeth so our breath doesn't stink so we can talk to hot chicks. We wash our private parts, and hell, we wash our whole body, but mostly we wash our private parts because those are the parts we worry about stinking the most. Underarms, twig and berries for men, underarms, vagina sandwiches for women, and we all like to wipe our ass after we take a crap, but baby wipes are a soldier's best friend. And, the ones that can flush are even better, but we don't have those. But, I can take a shit, wipe my ass in the bathroom, come in this room, pop open this box of baby wipes, and make sure that I'm thoroughly clean. Yes, I just admitted to doing that. I also shave off my chest hair, and my underarm hair, and my nether regions hair. So from my mustache area to my kneecaps, there's no fucking hair on my body most of the time. Every 2 weeks, I shave that shit off. Because I don't like it, and because I'm poor, I can't afford laser surgery to get all of this and all of this gone. And if I could, it would be gone. But the thing is, there's no guarantee that that shit would actually work. But yeah, from here to my kneecaps, there's no fucking hair. I shaved my face today. This hair's not going anywhere. This hair's not going anywhere. Alright? But that's just the way it is. I have hair on my forearms because I like to look somewhat macho and somewhat normal. And, this arm, I burnt all of this off when I burnt all of this off. And there's still scars up here. It has hair covering it, and I shave all that shit off. But here's the thing, I haven't walked a mile in your shoes. I can't tell you how to feel. I can't tell you how to feel about the president. I can only tell you how I feel and what I have observed. We can both look at the same picture and you can still not see what I see. Doesn't make you not see the truth. It just means that you're not seeing what I see. And as I tell people all the time, to be honest, and it took me a minute to understand this thing, truth is truly point of view. Because if you believe it to be true, sometimes it's true. But sometimes it's not true. You just want it to be true so badly that it's true to you. Alright? I love tea. I enjoy tea. You know, it's my most favorite beverage of all time. But I can't make you like tea. I can't make you drink tea. But what I can do, if this was to happen, I can sell the shit out of Lipton tea. Because I like Lipton tea. It's my favorite tea. That's a hint for you, Lipton, to give me a job doing Kung Fu for a Lipton tea commercial. I don't like Arizona tea. I'm sorry, Arizona tea. My dad's favorite tea was Arizona tea. He's dead and gone. Been dead for 5 years, but all he drank was Arizona tea. Except for when he had to make tea at home because Arizona tea was not sold in stores in a bag that he could boil water and make Arizona tea. So he drank Lipton tea. Where I just like Lipton tea. If I have a choice at the soda machine where it says Lipton tea or Arizona, I'm sorry, I'm going to get that Lipton tea. I'm not going to get that Arizona tea. If it's like this, okay, we have Lipton tea, it's empty. Arizona tea, it's loaded. And I have orange juice with pulp in it. Sadly, I'm going to get the orange juice with pulp in it because I hate pulp, but I don't like Arizona tea. That I would much rather suffer with that orange juice than get the Arizona tea. I'm sorry, Arizona tea, it's just me. It's not you. I just don't like the taste. I don't like the taste of pulp either because it gets caught in the back of your throat and you feel like you're going to throw up everything you just drank because some of those strands do get caught back there. You guys see me get choked up on bacon in one of my videos earlier. Not earlier today, but earlier this week or last week. But like I said, I don't have a reason for lying to y'all here. It's not going to gain me any more followers by telling you a fucking lie. So, therefore, you know, I'm going to go with what I know and what tastes great to me. And if I have a choice between orange juice with pulp versus Lipton tea, I'm going with the Lipton tea. But if it's orange juice with pulp versus Arizona tea, then I'm going with the fucking orange juice with pulp. I hate Arizona tea. No offense to the company. It's kind of the same thing like right Twix and left Twix. I don't understand why they can't compete with other candy bars, so they have to compete with themselves. And what happened to the whatchamacallit videos? I love whatchamacallit. It's like my fucking second favorite candy bar. I like Butterfingers too. But I like Snickers. Actually, I'm really not sure what the fuck my favorite candy bar is anymore. But I like candy. No. But I also like my teeth. I like to keep them. So I brush my teeth and I bleach my toothbrush. So that I can hopefully fight canker sores because I get them a lot. But that may be more information than you needed. Way more actually. But the humanity of us is that we all do these ritual things. We wash our ass, we brush our teeth, we kiss our girlfriends or our mothers or whoever we have. We hug people that we love. We talk to them. We do our best to tell them the truth with sparing their feelings. This platform has never been about me really sparing people's feelings. I mean, I do, because I tell you guys I give you 99.9 and pray that you can handle that. Most people can't handle the whole 1,000. But like I said, if you are a Trump supporter, who the fuck am I? You know, I don't have the right to judge you because you're a Trump supporter. I may have the right to question your moral compass, just like you have the right to question mine. What I don't have the right to do is to get upset that you are questioning my moral compass. You know why? Because think about it. I'm 47. My life has sucked. All of it. For the 47 years I've been alive. I have 102 followers on YouTube. I have 611 followers on Instagram. And that seems to be everybody's day-to-day on how many followers we can collect. My acting career is what I want. I'm going to school for police science and criminal justice because I need a job, because the Hollywood East promise that was given to us in a studio here that still has my tape didn't deliver. Because we don't do kung fu movies. Let's make scary movies. We don't do scary movies. Let's make science fiction movies. We don't do science fiction movies. These are the things that I asked for, and these are the no's that I got from that studio in Petersburg. They're just all out refused. And later down the line, within 2 to 3 years of them totally telling me no, 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 they made The Expendables, which has martial arts in it. Randy Couture, Jim Lee, Dolph Lundgren, and then it has action stars: Jason Statham, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis. And one of them eventually gets Van Damme and Chuck Norris also back in there. But we don't do kung fu movies, James. Which is why in the 20 years that I've been trying to bust my ass into this business, I've got nothing. And I know you're thinking, what does that have to do with this video, James? Humanity has everything to do with this video. Everything I've said has been about humanity, from washing our asses to getting good jobs. If you've missed that, then you clearly wasn't watching the first video or this video. Because in the first video, I asked if it was worth it to have the Proud Boys and Antifa and Tufa and Tafa, whatever the fuck they are, fighting. For what? For what? Let me break something down for all of y'all, especially you Trump supporters and you Biden supporters, which I don't really support Biden, but I did vote for him. Because if you don't vote for Biden, you're not black. Total racist statement, right? Of course it is. But I have to go with the lesser of two evils for the simple fact that I'm of Cherokee descent. And everywhere y'all step in Virginia, if you do not have Native American blood in you, y'all owe my Native American ancestors your land, because it wasn't your land. So if I'm wrong on feeling this way, you can take it up with your ancestors who are like my white ancestors. Why did y'all just assume y'all can come here and just take every fucking thing? And put the Native Americans on land and cut off their fucking hair, save the man, kill the Indian, get rid of their languages. Hey, that's humanity. So let's flip that script to Asian immigrants from China and Japan. When they got here, some of them were fucking slaughtered building railroads. Did anybody take account of that? No, they didn't. Fuck those Chinese guys. We're just gonna cut off their hair. And we're gonna throw them over there in that hole over there. Because no one's gonna know. Lots of Chinese immigrants found gold and were killed by Westerners, Europeans, maybe even some blacks. But no one took account of that. And then along came World War II, where a lot of Asians were put in entrapment camps because they thought that they were going to be betraying America to Japan. And that includes a couple of Chinese families who were mistaken for Japanese families put into entrapment camps. Because if your eyes were slanted, we didn't trust you and we're going to throw your ass in there. Which also means a couple of Native Americans were no longer allowed off the reservation because the reservation in itself is a fucking entrapment camp. Now, you know, slaves got a pretty raw deal. Black slaves and indentured servants that were white, they got a pretty raw deal. But what does all this shit have to do with each other? Let me bring it back for you. We all brush our teeth. We all wash our ass and our private parts. We all bleed red. We all wear clothes. We're all human beings. And yet we fight over nothing. We hate each other over the shit we can't change. We don't take accountability. We don't like the knowledge that is spewed to us because it doesn't go with our agenda. You Trump supporters don't like me in this group that left me because I don't go with your agenda. But that's because his agenda works for you. And it doesn't affect you on a racial level. And if you're one of the token black people that I'm about to offend, that does affect you, like the Candace Owens and the other people who are black who support Trump, who fail to understand the fact that when y'all were younger in 1993 and he didn't like Native Americans, it wasn't affecting y'all because y'all are black. But you forget that some Native American tribes are actually black people because of the Rainbow Coalition. Bet you forgot about that knowledge, didn't you? Because I forgot about it too, so I thought I'd bring that back up just in case you thought I was just being a dick. And let's see, 98, 99, 97, somewhere in there, the Central Park 5. And up to this day, in 2020, he has not once considered apologizing, which the video that I would have showed, but there's no point, because no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter how I feel personally, it can't change how you feel about the demagogue that is the red-headed demon stout troll that's running the country, who will probably still be running the country tomorrow. No matter that I voted for Biden, it's looking just like it did with Hillary Clinton. When I go to bed tonight, if they say that Biden's the president tonight, I ain't gonna believe that shit. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna believe that shit. Because that's the bullshit that I went to bed with the last time, 4 years ago. Because I know I put my vote in on voting day for Hillary Clinton. And I was there with my mom, and we pranced in there with our little hips. And we were like the first two in line because we had a hip replacement. So they was like, yeah, okay, y'all got hip replacements. We'll get y'all through as fast as possible. I also had a problem with one of the staff there who let a white person go out the same way they came in, but forced me out the back door. And I called the fucker on it, and I meant what I said. So I said, so because I'm colored, I got to go out the back door, and though I have a hip replacement and I got to walk all the way around, you let the elderly white dude who probably doesn't have a hip replacement, and I have a cane, he doesn't. I have a cane. But I walk with the limp and I had a hip replacement and I'm a vet, and you're forcing me to go out the back fucking door, but you're letting the elderly white man who's walking like a champ go out the same door he went in. And don't think that I didn't call him out on it. I sure as fuck called the white guy who made me go out the back door because he beat me around the corner. And I called out, I said, no, dude, we need to have a little fucking talk about that shit. I said, I have a hip replacement, right? The whole reason why they got us in there was because my mother and I have had hip replacements so that we can get in and get out. Where did you get off letting the old white dude go through the fucking same door he came in, but you wouldn't let me do it? And I have a hip replacement. And I'm wearing my dog tags right now. So it's 2 strikes on you on that. Because 1, I'm a vet. And 2, I'm a hip replacement recipient. I shouldn't have to walk that far. But on a side note, I want to thank that guy for that. Because it made me understand 2 things in life. 1, some people just don't give a fuck. And 2, I can do Kung Fu better now. Because he made me exercise. So, that's how that works. That was hypocritical as fuck, right? Yes, it was. It was also racist as fuck. But guess what? I'm over it. But when I went to bed that night, Hillary Clinton was the fucking president. And I woke up in the Twilight Zone the next morning, and here we are 4 years later. And it's looking exactly the same. So for you Trump supporters, it ain't over. And yeah, it looks like Biden is going to bust some backflips tomorrow. My hope is about that big. I don't got Biden winning this shit. I'm sorry. Even though I voted for him, I don't have him winning it. I honestly, truly to God, don't have the guy that I voted for winning it. I don't. Because I fell for that shit the last time. Because Hillary was way ahead. Way the fuck ahead. And it was midnight. And I said, I'm going to bed. Didn't even watch porn that night. Just said, I'm going to bed. Went to bed. Just dreaming on how the next 4 years was going to be. Because I liked her plan. And when I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, they were showing the same thing that I guess they were showing at 2 o'clock and 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. And it had Hillary Clinton saying, Donald Trump is your president. I almost pissed on myself. And it wasn't because of morning wood. So I was like, okay. Now, like I said, before I end this video, because this video is like 30-something minutes long, I'll make a third video.